To whoever's watching this and you have something to say about Greatsword, I just want to say this. You have no experience with the weapon and you should play it. Okay, so we get 19 damage off Light D-Light, which is the most consistent Greatsword string from the start, okay? That's just gonna be what you're doing all the time. And it's not even true compared to, like, everything you get from every other weapon. It's one dodge frame, okay? That's fine, okay? Barely anyone dodges it. But you get 19 damage. Let's just say D-Light Sair on Sword. How much damage do you get? Wait. You get 22 damage. That's almost 4 whole damage than what you got on Greatsword. And that is a true combo as well. You get a follow-up on Greatsword Sidelight, but after the D-Light, but what are you going to do? They're just going to go like this. They're just going to go like that. And I can 100% sure no one is going to go just to try to read an up, left, jump out dodge read. Okay, let's just say you were to catch that dodge read out and up, okay? Like, they could just jump out of the recovery. Like, that's what you get. But, like, with something with Scythe, you could get stuff like that. And I'm not even gonna count, like, that's just him moving, but that was a lot of damage, as you just saw. That got him to, like, mid-yellow compared to whatever Greatsword got. It was just, like, the fresh start of yellow. And he did not get his dodge back. And there could be some cool things you get with Greatsword, like, let's talk about off-stage dodge reads. So specifically, the middle to, the down from middle Greatsword string hits low, so if you're good to go like this, it could hit low, and you could catch people who are trying to punish the side light, obviously. So that is good. That is a good thing you get off this weapon. But what are you gonna do after you hit the D light? You're off stage. You have this, which wastes a dodge, and if you whiff it, that's about 50 damage you're gonna take because you did an air dodge, and you aren't gonna be able to dodge until the next 2 whole seconds. Ain't that crazy? And you could do a dare off that, okay? But I set it to too high damage, and I spent 3 minutes trying to do this because this bot kept jumping, and that was the only time you wouldn't jump. So you could get the dare, which would probably kill. But you already got that on Scythe, and since let's look at Scythe dare for a second. You have a lot of time to react to getting hit, like hitting your opponent with that, okay? And if you're trying to get them off the wall and do that stupid dare thing. And that's true, and you're pretty much dragging them into the blast zone because of the pickup that Scythe has. Greatsword don't have that. And the pickup, if you were to whiff it, you'd know that it didn't pick up because he's not on it, and the attack isn't taking like a third of a second to actually finish. But with Greatsword, it's just a simple clean Sair into dare. You do not know if you're going to whiff or not. You just have to guess. And if you whiff either Sair, or like let's say you were to dare right after, but you whiffed, you aren't going to get a chase dodge or anything. You're going into the blast zone, and you could kill yourself or either be in the most disadvantaged state ever because you just lost all your jumps. And also something funny about Greatsword is it's a weapon that has 0, I'd say grounded kill options that don't go from another move. So, like I said, you have to do double N light to get a kill option, double side light to get a kill option, double D light to get a kill option. But then you're just like, just GC it, okay? And especially this thing is a beast. It hits backwards. But like, what are you gonna do if you whiff it? That's your whole life gone. And if you're fighting against like something like Sword, you're just gonna get sword recovery and die because people just get the free right to throw that out. And also this has a lot of startup. I mean, they fixed it. It was much better than the last time, but this is just a weapon that just has a lot of startup. Like the recovery that just has a lot of startup for no reason. And like Nair, that thing doesn't kill. It does not kill, it just juggles, that's it. Sair. That thing barely kills. Dare into Nair. That could work. But Dare is just a straight vertical hitbox. And look at it. I think it's tiny. And you need to calculate your vertical spacing to actually hit Nair, because you don't know if you have to jump or not. You don't know their defense or not. You don't know their damage or not. So you have to do all these calculations just to know if your Nair is going to hit or not. And a lot of the times this thing isn't even true. It's one dodge frame. And I remember dash jump reverse Nair used to hit grounded, so now you have to stall it, which I don't feel like putting the time into. I think that was just a thing. I didn't do it right. But that thing used to take grounded when Nair used to take forever to come out. But it's much harder to hit that now, but that's not really the point because it still comes out early and they can just jump. This could happen with Greatsword. You want to extend your Greatsword string to see if you're going to catch their dodge or not? Well, you should spot dodge and waste your dodge so you can avoid the infamous unarmed Nair. I mean, you could do that as well. But people aren't doing this. I can assure people are not doing that. It's Dare. Do you like waiting a whole second for a follow-up? That's what I thought. Dare, side light, Dare. Just imagine whiffing all this and getting hit by it. You must be silver if you're getting hit by this at this point. You could do this on Scythe. Get every single dodge option in the world. If maybe they'll GC it. Maybe they'll GC Enlight because they're dumb. Let's say you get the biggest dodge read of your life. Just randomly some idiot just spot dodges, okay? What are you gonna do after this? Side air, reverse side air, that could work sometimes. But you don't get anything good. Like, you have to waste an option or make yourself punishable because this over here becomes a dodge read. Like, you don't get the kill option near the edge of the stage. You can do that if they jump, but then they can also fast fall, which means you'll have to chase dodge out and down. You could also do this. That could work. That hits a stacked option, so what if they just try to do nothing? But still, they can jump that. But then you could jump. So it's just an entire dodge read situation. But like I said, it's just a dodge read. You don't get your huge reward like you should. They can jump out of the Greatsword string. Let's actually make sure he doesn't have a dodge. He can just jump out of it. And how much does that finisher do? 16, and it has 42 variable force, 90 fixed force. Okay, obvious finisher. But if we were to do a Enlight finisher, does have 14 damage, 45 fixed force, and 90 variable force. It's the same. But it's obviously worse because it's sending it at an angle, correct? And it's I guess, going further on the Z and Y axis. The side finisher went straight on the X axis pretty much. So that would mean pretty much that you'd have a lot more force on the X axis, the side light finisher, than the N light finisher. So you're pretty much forced to either hope that they don't jump, which is not going to happen if they're good, or you're going to have to do a lot less, or you could just not get your kill option if you get like the biggest dodge read ever. So what did I cover today? Greatsword has no easy kill options, grounded. Offstage is non-existent, or just offstage dodge reads are non-existent. Getting aerial dodge read rewards is also pretty much non-existent. Getting a huge reward off of a dodge read is non-existent. Oh, and Greatsword
idiot.